Hello, Ian here from Dark Blades Workshop. Welcome back to another video. This is a quick bench update and a couple of things that I've managed to add to the stash. So let's get on with it. So as usual, I've got too much on the go, so I'm going to have a tidy up right after this video. Where should we start? I've painted a couple of bits, but I'll save them for a nice background towards the end. I'm sure that's focused. So that's Tuscan Warrior, Cad Bane, and the mechanic from the Mandalorian, and a couple of pit droids. Yeah, so we'll do some better pictures towards the end of that. But the other stuff I've been working on is I just started a load of stormtrooper zombies. So let me zoom in. These are going to be good fun, I think. Make sure that's in focus there. So I can go to town on the griming, and the skin recipe I pitched from Travarian. He did this undead bust, and I love the skin tone on it, so I've nicked his recipe and made a couple of changes to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. There's quite a few to choose from, and some of the poses are brilliant. I think they're quite good fun. So there's about, well, I don't know, at least 20 of these. So I'm going to do a diorama, and the plan is at the minute to have them coming out of a swamp. So there'll be plenty of dingy water and vegetation around there. I just need to figure out what I'm going to use for the trees, and I think we can start going with that one. So the other one I'm working on is a scene from The Mandalorian where it's set in Mos Eisley, and he's walking down the road and he sees a load of stormtrooper helmets on spikes. So obviously I've got plenty of stormtrooper STLs to print, so that's not a problem. I found a nice pose on the Mandalorian, and I got a speeder and a few droids to do. I've actually done a couple of droids, so I'll show you them in a minute. But, that's going to be the backdrop. Obviously it needs a bit of tarting up yet. I haven't painted the back wall properly. Give a nice bit of weathering and add some wires, and then the pillars, in between the pillars there are going to be a little pile of stormtrooper helmets on there, and then the spikes coming out. So this is one of the droids that I've done so far. It's by a company, Ataraxi Emporium, and I really enjoyed doing the weathering on that. And then I added some dust towards the bottom there, so we got chips, streaks, rust, yeah, all shebang. And then I added a wire aerial there as well, so I'm quite happy with that. The other thing I've done for it is the speeder. I'll just grab it. So it's fairly plain colour scheme wise, so I tried to add a bit of contrast with the dark towards the top and then light towards the bottom. And I'll put a dial in there as well. And I added some wire cables for the handlebars there, and some wires underneath as well. Not sure if you can see them or not, I don't know. Quite thin wire. And I added a few bits of wire along here as well. for piping and stuff like that. So that was good fun. So I think Steve Jones has got a lot to answer for, because I love his scratch building skills, and I learned quite a bit from his videos. So had to buy some wire. I really want to get a rivet punch thing, but I can't seem to find one at the minute anywhere. But plenty of time. So yeah, that's the speeder. Next up, I've got a load of helmets that I have painted and weathered. But I've got quite a few to go yet. Pretty standard weathering on them so far. I might give them a bit of chipping and a bit of dust on it. So to spice things up a bit, I've added these types of colour schemes. I've done a couple of these, just one of these because they were a bit rarer than your regular Stormtrooper, so they need weathering. And also found a file with a helmet line on its side, and of course with a mirror option on the printer, I can vary that as well. So those will be lying on the ground, and I've added a scout helmet as well. So I think we should have quite enough variation going, so I'm happy with that. And as for the spikes, I've tried a couple of test runs. I think the cloth needs to be a bit darker. It's faded quite a bit actually, as I used like a dark brown ink mixed with a red, and initially it was really dark, but yeah, we'll have to sort that out. But yeah, I'm happy with them so far, and I just need to dust everything up, I think, and we should be ready to go with the rest of it. So I'm quite happy with it so far. So the other stuff I've got going is another display, and this one's going to be from the Book of Boba Fett. So we've got these two from the mayor's office, and they'll go with the mechanic and the pit droid and the Tuscan Raider that we saw earlier. We're just going to be side by side on this display. So just need to paint these two really, just to get on with it. And other stuff. Oh yeah, I managed to, I know in one of the other updates I was doing the characters from the first Star Wars, not chronologically, but the issue when they came out, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. So I found slightly better poses and faces, so these are going to replace them. I need to find a decent layer, and I did find a C-3PO as well. As you can see, his fingers snapped off in the cleaning up process, but I've glued them back on. It's quite a nice bit of detail on this one too, so I'm really happy with that. Other stuff is I'm doing a couple of versions of Mando, so I've done some of the metals. I get a nice shiny armour on it, so I started off with gunmetal and black up towards the top there, and just worked my way up to chrome, and looks pretty good. Needs a bit of shading yet, but I'll get around to that. I think I'm going to use this one because it's got Grogu or Baby Yoda there. So I might keep that one for another display. And we'll get into the end now, I promise. Medical droid. I'm going to do him in the colours of the one in Rogue One that worked for the guerrillas. Saw Guerrera's lot, and it was quite a nice different colour scheme. I've seen them like a light bluey grey colour, but I saw this one. It's like well, I'm using deck tan here, and that's only just one coat, so I need to go over that. And then it's got like a sandy yellow trim. So yeah, we'll hopefully make some progress on that one soon, because I don't know why, but I'm quite enthusiastic about that one. I want to get it finished. And the other ones, these are from the Book of Boba Fett as well, working for the Daimyo, and that's going to go on yet another display that I'm planning, and that's just the main characters like Fennec Shand, Boba Fett and the Mandalorian, so I'll probably use that one for that display. So yeah, plenty to be getting on with. The other thing for going back to the Mos Eisley one is I got larger copies of the I don't know, I think these are moisture evaporators or something, I don't know. And I managed to find this cheeky little droid as well. So that's just going to be trundling down the street by the side of him. And yeah, I say I don't know if I've got too much on the go, because I can't seem to concentrate on one thing and get it finished. So I'm going to have to overthink tonight and put some of it away so that I can concentrate on the others. So as you probably know, I've got the Hoth diorama on the go as well, the 1/24 scale snow speeder. That's on the back burner at the minute because I can't find the motivation to do the armour. So I'll get back to it one day. You know, it's not a race, is it? So that's it for this lot. I'll get this cleared up and we'll get a decent backdrop, and I'll show you the painted stuff that I showed you right at the start, and I'll see you there. So recently, this is about as close as you can get to a stash ad, because all my purchases have been either painting materials or STL files to print off. But this is a superb reference guide for the Mandalorian, where you get all different ideas on paint schemes, and it is lovely. Highly recommended. I won't flick through too much of it just in case I get shot by the publishers, but it's a lot of work, particularly by a guy I follow on Instagram, Brian Matthias. He's my new hero. These will be on the agenda to paint when I get around to it. Yeah, can't recommend it enough. This is obviously season 2. There is a season 1 that's still available if you want to get your hands on that as well. Yeah, really good investment. So as I was saying about the STLs are stash ads these days. So the only thing I buy now is the STL files and the resin to print them out with. But I just wanted to show you some of these poses on the zombies because they're really good. And I'm quite itching to get ready to make a start on them, but the only thing that's holding me back is the trees. I want some decent trees to go, you know, in the swamp and around the swamp. So once I find something, I'll be able to make a start on them. And yeah, really looking forward to it. So they've got the officers with full faces or a little bit of skull on one side, and brilliant. So that'll be one for the future. So first up is one of the finished pieces, the Tuscan Warrior from the Book of Boba Fett. This is the guy that teaches Boba Fett how to use a big pointy stick. Now, it's a bit different from Gav's big pointy stick, but it's a big pointy stick nonetheless. I'm running out of ways of trying to make black look interesting, but this has got quite a bit of brown in it, and ended up with a warm grey for the highlights. So I think it gives a nice little change from the normal black that I do. It's quite enjoyable. Next up is Pelimoto, the mechanic in the Book of Boba Fett, and a couple of the card playing buddies, the pit droids. And these are from Skullforge Studios. I've yet to do the patches on the top of her arms yet, but I'll get that done before I stick them on the display. Pit droids were good fun. Plenty of weathering on them. Last up we got Cad Bane. He was nice change actually, because he's brown rather than black or white. And I was trying out the AK Interactive, the third generation acrylics. So this is it Tenebrous Brown, I think was one of the, or Grim Brown. But the waistcoat there is, I went back to scale 75, orange leather and brown leather to get them done. But yeah, another enjoyable one. So all three of these will be going on the Book of Boba Fett display. So once I get the mayor's office stuff finished. So yeah, another version of Boba Fett. This is the earlier colour scheme from round about the time of Return of the Jedi. So his armour is worn and chipped. Still the same colour, but he's obviously the trousers and that are a different colour to the ones that we see that he's wearing in the Book of Boba Fett. Really enjoyed this one. It's a sculpt from Skullforge Studios. It was brought out for their last promotion on May the 4th. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. Just playing about with some greens, adding in khaki for the highlights, and playing about with some glazes on the backpack. I've been trying out a few AK third generation acrylics, and I quite like them. Yeah, they seem to be quite easy to thin down, a lot easier to thin down than Vallejo. And the finish is good, not particularly matte, but a nice matte finish. Not as stark a matte as the scale 75 stuff, but oh, it's really nice. Quite enjoyed mucking about with the paint. So I may get some more. I may not. You never know. But it was good. It was good playing about with chipping on the armour. And I got a decal from eBay. I think it was a US seller. It took a while to get here, but it was worth the wait. And I think it finished it off quite nicely, actually. So this is going to be a present for my son for his birthday, which was a couple of days ago, actually. And I'm just waiting for him to finish his night shifts, and I'll go across and give it to him. Hopefully he likes it. So that's it for the bench update. One other thing I made a purchase was gold pigment. I saw something. Saw something from another painter who added this stuff to his gold paint, and it looked really nice. So I'm going to give that a go on C3PO and see how we get on. But yeah, that's about it. I say this weekend is mainly going to be concentrating on the Mos Eisley one with the Stormtrooper helmets on the spikes there. I've got quite a few to do, about 20 odd helmets, so I need to crack on with them, and then the Mandalorian, and then I think I can start thinking about doing a proper sandy base and painting the wall and stuff like that. So plenty to do. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, it's been amazing, the support, particularly on Instagram. So thank you to you if you're watching this, and thanks to my subscribers and followers on here as well. You're all amazing. So yeah, it's that keeps me going. I did have a request through Instagram to do I know I normally put up what's on the bench, and I just film across the bench, and they were asking about my different setups and what am I sitting, what's actually behind me when I'm sitting here and stuff like that. So if you wanted to see like I don't know what they call it, a man cave tour or something, if you want to see one of them, just let me know, and I'll get one done, hopefully over the weekend. So yeah, thanks again, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.